Hello and welcome to Too Fast, Too Forever. Welcome to the family. We chose this one. This is episode 413, Fastivus Special 2025. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe, too.
And this is our third Fastivus, celebrated here 24 years ago on this day, June 22nd. The Fast and the Furious was released to theaters, and so Reaction Rocket over on Twitter, X, the Everything app.
The Everything app.
Did you see that Ludacris retweeted him?
Ludacris retweeted Reaction Rocket?
Yeah, Ludacris. And then
that's awesome. I did not see that.
Yeah, he quote tweeted and I retweeted Ludacris. So here's what happened. So shout out to Reaction Rocket for coining Fastivus for the rest of us. Ludacris tweeted something to the effect of, currently reading through y'all's comments. I appreciate the love and I got y'all. Stay tuned. Muscle emoji, microphone emoji. And Reaction Rocket said, Fast fans love you too. Don't forget about us. And then he quote tweeted and said, "Never. I love y'all back." And
that's insane.
The checkerboard
that's
emoji.
So cool. No, I totally missed this. That's awesome. Good on you guys, all of you.
So
Congrats.
I just logged on to Twitter, I think yesterday, to post the Striking Distance episode, and I just saw in my main feed Ludacris, and then right below was Reaction. I'm like, am I seeing this right? So yeah, so shout out to Reaction Rocket for not only coming up with Fastivus, but also I guess being best friends with Ludacris.
Yeah, awesome. Congrats, bud.
The important thing to do in this episode is unveil the Too Fast, Too Furious Hall of Fame. We had 17 nominees. So here's what you need to know about the Fast and Furious Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Originally, we had 25 nominees per ballot and 10 votes. We now have 17 this year with 17 nominees and 7 votes. So anybody with over 75% votes yes is elected. Anything with less than 10 votes of yes falls off the ballot.
Yes.
Any nominee not elected after 5 ballots will be removed. Nominees can rejoin the ballot 5 voting cycles after being removed, which is important because this year was year 6. I can't believe we've been in the Hall of Fame for 6 years. So technically this year, the impossibility of our quiz could return. It didn't return. Next year, because that only had 1 vote. One person voted for the impossibility of the Too Fast quiz, so nobody wanted that. So it probably won't come back. But next year, Whataburger versus In-N-Out can come back. And a couple of movies fell off, but we've cut movies entirely. So if we need more memes or jokes next year, Whataburger, In-N-Out could come back, and so could the impossibility of the Too Fast quiz.
Okay.
But Jim, my question to you, I want you to guess. I think we ran over this when we unveiled voting for this year, but what has been enshrined in the Hall of Fame? How many do you think are there, and then what do you think is there?
I think there's like 5 things
you are
total.
Correct. There are 5 things.
I think it's like Dom, Brian, Michelle Rodriguez. I think it's those 3. Okay. And then I think it's like Dom's Charger and the first movie. Maybe like the first movie or something.
So you have 2 of 5 correct.
Okay. What are they?
Dom and Brian, both in.
Yes.
They were the year 1 nominees.
Yeah.
Year 2, Han got in.
Han. Okay, that makes sense.
Year 3, nothing got in.
Okay.
Year 4, sort of unusual, dragging a safe through Rio de Janeiro, the stunt from Fast 5, got in, year 4.
Okay.
And then last year, my pet project, Mia Toretto, inducted.
Okay, that's who it was. It was Mia,
so Michelle Rodriguez, Letty, not in the Hall of Fame. Letty has been hovering around 65 to 75%, but never hit 75%.
Okay.
So she's been hovering this entire time. So as a recap for this year's nominees, we had 4 actors or characters. We had Ludacris as Tej, Helen Mirren as Queenie, Michelle Rodriguez as Letty, and Tyrese as Roman. We had 4 cars, Brian's Eclipse from the first movie, Brian's Skyline from the second movie, Brian's Supra from the first movie, and Han's RX-7 from Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
5 memes, Boyd of a Podcast for you, Brian's Terrible Taste, parentheses, aggressively horny, in Patreon movies. Food all over the place, No Knees Denise, and today is the 7th, Who's Wrong? And then 4 stunts or scenes, jumping across the train tracks from the first movie, supercar through 3 buildings in Furious 7, the world's longest runway in Fast and Furious 6, and the tuner scramble from the second movie. So now, Joe, you heard 17. So this is one thing that, like, for the most part, people know. I edit the episodes, whatever. But you usually, like, you're in on the things. This is something you know nothing about.
I know nothing about. No. This is a complete surprise for me.
So out of those 17 things, do you feel like there's 2 things that could happen? Either things could get inducted above 75%, or things can fall off below 10%. Do you think things have been inducted, and do you think things have fallen off?
I think something is probably inducted. I hope it's one of the cars.
Okay.
Fallen off. Yeah, I bet something fell off, but I can't tell you what it is. I don't even have a guess for it.
You're wrong to both. Neither thing happened. Once again this year, nothing was inducted.
We just middled it?
We middled it. And I was just like, guys, come on. Letty, once again, so close. So in year one, I'm rounding for the sake of like doing a quick.
Yeah, rounding.
65%. Year two, 74%. Year three, 65%. Year four, 70%. Year five, 70%. This year, 74% once again. I don't know if that's actually one vote shy or not. Like, it's a couple votes. It's not a lot. I think if one or two people who had voted for something had voted for her.
Should we give her like a what is it, like an honorarium, like, you know what I mean, like one of these, like a lifetime achievement award?
I don't know, man. Like, it's
because if she's 74, she's so close.
So I was thinking about this because she's been 74. She was over 74. She's 73.9 this year. She was 74.1 in year two.
That's
she's
rounding,
been
bud.
Really close. So here's what I was thinking about on the way to pick up dinner before we started recording.
Okay, what did you think?
I was like, Letty needs to be in. Letty's like, she's like part of the franchise. But then really, we talked about this a lot. She's not in 2. She's not in 3. She's barely in 4. She's barely in 5.
That's a good point.
She's not herself in 6. She's barely herself in 7. The franchise hasn't done her well.
We shouldn't either? That's what you're...
I don't know. I don't think... It's not that we shouldn't either, but I think that, like, if people are trying to say, like, what's the most important stuff to Fast and Furious or whatever, maybe it's not Letty. I don't know.
Okay.
But of the things that are not worthy, she is the most not worthy. Or the least not worthy? Whatever. You know what I mean?
The
like
least
the closest,
not worthy.
yes.
Yeah, she's the closest to being there.
Queenie, the newest nominee in People, barely survived. She had 13% of the votes. So...
I don't know if I voted for Queenie or not, but...
I don't know. I didn't look at who voted for what, so I'm not going to blame... I just know that I voted for Letty, and I don't think I voted for Queenie.
I definitely voted for Letty, for sure. I know I did.
Tej and Roman both pretty solid, but not close.
Okay.
The cars were all below 50%, but still nowhere in risk of... They were all between 30 and 50%. So
why are we not
close.
adding a car here, guys? Come on.
I don't know. The Supra from the first movie was at 70% in year one, and then it has basically slowly declined to 63 to 47, then 34, then in the mid-40s. Memes, jokes, tough showing. To be honest, tough. And I don't know why, because
that's my favorite category. I think I'm the only one who votes for these.
It's not like we're posting this on r/Fast and Furious and people are like, what the fuck is this? It's like, the only people voting on this are people who listen to this. So, like...
Do you guys hate the jokes?
between 20 and 35%, every single one.
Damn.
So, not in risk of 10% fall off, but, well, I would also say, Brian's Terrible Taste, Aggressively Horny and Patreon Movies got 35% of the votes in his first year on the ballot. But Brian also voted 4 times over the weekend, and I'm pretty sure, I think, he voted for that all 4 times. I don't know, because I didn't look, but I think...
We didn't, yeah.
I don't think that a third of the people otherwise voted, but maybe, who knows?
I think I did. I think I voted for it.
And then Stunts and Scenes...
what if he didn't vote for it at all? Wouldn't that be the funniest part? The people
if he would have had, like, close to half, or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Stunts and Scenes, nothing got above 50%. World's Longest Runway under 20 for the third time. But, yeah, things are just hovering. People are the only thing that, like, this voting block, the only thing they actually care about is people. I don't know how Dragging the Safe through Rio
made it that year.
It's wild to me.
Yeah.
I had an idea for a new category.
Oh, what is it?
I don't know why they did this on YouTube other than YouTube on phone. Like, so YouTube on desktop is so much different than YouTube on phone because YouTube, there's just like, it's like a social media thing. It's just like people can write text, people can do pictures, can do whatever, right? So the Fast Saga did a poll, which I did not vote on because I did not want like any kind of like what the people think. But they did a poll this past week. Favorite duo in the Fast and Furious.
So what are your thoughts? Is it you combine Tej and Roman to make a super duo?
Well, I'm thinking it wouldn't be character. I think it would be a separate category. So, like, theoretically. So,
I like that.
Do you want to guess the duos, or do you want me to tell you what the 4 duos were?
Dom and Letty.
No.
Dom and Brian.
Yes.
Tej and Roman.
No.
Roman and Brian.
Yes.
Mia and Letty.
Nope.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Yep. And one more.
Oh, Giselle and Han.
Nope. Everything. I would say everything you guessed that's wrong is more deserving than this one. But
What is it?
Sean and Twinkie.
Okay.
You know, from that one movie and that one scene in that one other movie.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking if we do duo, or maybe we do duo/group. I don't know. We can figure this out. We don't have to figure this out now, but we have a year to figure this out. But Brian is in, Dom is in, but the Brian-Dom combo is not in. Dom is in, Letty is not in, but Dom and Letty combined could get in. You know what I mean? Han and Giselle could
I
be
like
in.
this. I like this. I like this a lot.
Just because I'm a little sad that we lost a category, and I was like, I don't know what to include. And like, this is kind of maybe too close, but I kind of like this as an idea. It's a new wrinkle.
It's a new wrinkle. I like it, and I think it is. It stands on its own. I was trying to think if it should be incorporated into character, but I think duos is a good one, and I think that duos would get a lot of love.
Should we also do should we do like Tej, Roman, Ramsey? Like, do we do like a small group, or like Twinkie, Sean, Earl? Or not Earl.
Yeah.
Is it Earl? It is Earl.
It'd be Han, Sean, Twinkie.
Yeah, that gets messy. Maybe we don't do groups.
I think two, maybe a threer. You
Duos,
could probably get a
duos
three.
Duos or
because you could do
trios.
you could do like Tej and Roman and like Tej, Roman, and Ramsey. You know what I mean?
Yes. Well, so what do you think is more deserving of a Hall of Fame, Tej and Roman or Tej, Roman, and Ramsey?
I don't know. That's why the people vote.
Email in family@cageclub.me.
Should we
If you
include
think-
duos?
Number one, should we include duos and trios? If you have another idea for a category.
Yeah, also, yeah.
Because also, like, we call this, or I have been calling this in the form, the Too Fast, Too Furious, or the Fast and Furious Hall of Fame, not the Too Fast, Too Forever Hall of Fame. So I don't think people are voting differently based on the title, but, like, I don't know if it's a Fast and Furious thing, I don't know if it's a podcast thing, but anyway, other categories for nomination. I just had an idea, I'm saying it out loud to get it out of my head, but do not nominate this, because we're not going to put it as a category, favorite guests.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then Brian will vote 100 times.
Oh, 100%. There'd be like a weird gaming that would go on with like Walt, Brian, Mark.
Yep.
Like I would vote for all of them, but I think that they would be like
It's a thing
it's
that
personal.
It's a thing that would sort of fit the form, but I don't want to do.
Yeah, it's too much of like, you know, actual like popularity contest for me.
Also,
but
like Michelle Rodriguez is never going to find out that she's not been voted in. She's not going to get upset. Like
that's what I mean. Yes, this is what I was saying. I think you can only hurt feelings by having favorite guest.
one thing you did, and I meant to write this down, I didn't. But last year on last year's Fastivus, you said, "Who knows where we'll be next Fastivus? This upcoming year is a pivotal one for the Fast and Furious." Since then, virtually nothing has happened.
Yeah. Well, no. Actually, I think in that, a lot has happened.
Okay.
Vin's saving Los Angeles.
True.
We know that the movie is in gigantic limbo. It hasn't started shooting yet. I think the gravity of all of those things make this a pivotal year for Fast and the Furious. I stand by what I said last year. And although we don't know a lot about what's going to happen, we know that a lot has happened, while nothing has happened.
So do you think by next year, next Fastivus, June 22nd, we will have Fast 11?
We have to. We have to. We absolutely have to. They're shooting for the 25th anniversary. Vin's actually been specifically saying the 25th anniversary of stuff. Like, it's the 25th anniversary. So it's coming out next year. Like, I think we will have definitively, like, when the movie's out, if it's not out already. They're not pushing it an extra year. It's going to come out next year.
Okay. So happy Fastivus to everyone. Email family@cageclub.me your reactions, your hot takes to what got in, what didn't. Nothing got in, everything didn't. To the duos trios question, to where will be next Fastivus. If you have any other ideas, if you have nominations. Also, anything else you want to say, we will read. The next episode on the main feed is a Life on the Fast Lane, so we will read that email that you send in on that episode. Anyway, thank you all for listening. Thank you for
listening.
Voting
Thanks.
if you voted.
Yeah. I'm sorry that it seems uneventful, but Joey's just that much of a stickler for honesty.
Yeah, it could be like, oh, Letty
Yeah,
got
we
in
did,
with
Letty got
90% or whatever. Look,
No,
if
but
we
it's
can't
but it's
take
real.
this seriously,
This is real.
if we can't be genuine with the Fast and Furious Hall of Fame, what can we be genuine with?
Maybe we should let Elon tally the votes next year.
Boy. For all things Too Fast, Too Forever, go to cageclub.me, facebook.com/TooFastTooForever, or at TooFastTooForever on some of the socials. Email us, family@cageclub.me. Check out our Patreon page at TooFastTooForever.com and our store at cageclub.me/shop, and come back next week for a Life in the Fast Lane. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe, too.
And we will tell you all about it
when we see you again.